How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. The parabolic phase is coming, and I can show you that. Now, some people will be triggered by this down below in the comment section. Some people are going to say Bitcoin's going down to 32,000 or it's going down to zero. The bull run already ended. But that's actually a pretty good sign that it hasn't started yet. And I have some data to show you that. Also, a really nice strategy for making money in crypto. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on the bell notification underneath the video so you can see future videos just like this. Also, if you saw my last video, you saw that I made a big position. I did a big trade, and in that same video, I closed the position. Actually closed almost dead bang on where it went to. I closed at 57.2. And we went up to 57,230 or something like that. Made a huge gain here. Now, since then, the market's fallen down a little bit. As you can see, went down to 55.7. Actually, I made another really large position. This one, lower leverage, more of a long-term play, but it is a long position. If you want to trade crypto as well, there is a link to Margex underneath the video, where you can start trading in just a few minutes. You don't need a KYC, you don't need a VPN, and you can position yourself for this next parabolic phase, which, you know, a lot of people could make a lot of money if they do this correctly. Now, they're also doing a Caspa airdrop too. I should say that too. You get some free token just for trading on the platform. So if you're going to set up some positions, you might as well try it out, get some free tokens, and then when the time comes, you are all set. I looked back and I was looking at some old tweets. The Bitcoin halving is supposed to be 1 year from today. Like, if you think Bitcoin will be higher than 28,000 in 1 year, retweet if you've been stacking BTC this year. Look at this. 7 reposts or retweets, 11 likes with 1,700 views. This shows you, in one comment, this shows you how bad bear markets can get. No one has any hope. Right, we were at 28,000. We had come up from 16,500. That was a nice gain. That was a really nice gain. But still, at that point, so many people were thinking we weren't going to move up from then. Right? So many people thought that we were actually going to move down or sideways. They couldn't see another bull market. And yet we kept on dollar cost averaging. We kept on stacking. We kept on buying more. And a year later, or a year and 5 months later now, we're at double this price, and a lot of people are feeling the same way. Maybe a year from now, we're at double the price we are right now, 112, and everyone's thinking, this is it. You know, I'm bearish. I got in at 140,000. Now it's 112, and we've just been going sideways for a few months, right? It's funny how quickly the body and the mind resets to new numbers. And if you had just dollar cost average, no matter what year, if you had started even at the very top of the last bull market to the day and just put in $100 a month, you have spent about $3,400. You have acquired 0.109 Bitcoin. And yeah, it'd be worth $6,200. You would have an ROI of 82%. Even if we did this for, let's say, 2 years ago from today, you're in the bottom of the bear market, you'd be up, again, 83%. If we had gone back to 2020, let's say you did it for the last 4 years, you'd be up 89%. If you had gone from 2019, you've been investing for 5 years, you'll be up 180%. So over time, almost no matter, like if you've just invested for a year or more, you would be up. Even if you had started buying a year ago, you'd be up 24%. And you'd be up a lot more on your initial buys. The fact is, most people don't do this. They buy in some lump sum when they're FOMOing, and then they don't buy anymore. They buy partway down and then they sell. They freak out. But the key is to dollar cost average over the long term. Maybe you want to turn off the DCA faucet when we're at certain levels. But the key is to continue to buy when there's weakness, when there's fear, and that kind of stuff. You can also leverage trade with part of the portfolio. Again, I position myself in a very long-term, very large, long position. Very different from the position I made earlier, which was a large, long position, but it was more of a short-term play based on TA. Now I'm positioning myself that trade earlier too was with a little bit higher leverage. Now I'm positioning myself in a longer term trade because let's say that position's at 5x. Well, with Bitcoin at 55,000 or 56,000, the liquidation point is closer to 45K, which would put us at a new low by several thousands of dollars. I don't think we're getting there, but you can see last cycle we did see a dip around this time. Actually, September 6th was actually almost perfectly on a peak here, and we went down. Let's see, we went all the way down from 52,800 down to 39,900. We went down 24%. This was for about 15 days, about 2 weeks. We went down, and then we just went on a monster run. We went up for about 50 days, and we went up 73%. So over 2 months, we went up 75%. Now, if we did that from here, it'd be a similar climb. It would be a little bit higher though. Let's say we went up 75%. We would be looking at something like or 73%. We'd be looking just short of 100,000. And in 50 days from now, if we did something similar, that would put us at end of October. So we have come down a decent amount from the peak. Keep that in mind too. Like, it's not like we're at fresh all-time highs. We're down 24% from the recent high, which, that is somewhat similar. Again, if we just look here, 24%, 25% from the recent high. I don't know. It looks eerily similar. Of course, there was a higher high back here. So from the peak in the beginning of 2023, we fell about 40%. And we actually fell further than that when we were in the summer China ban. But overall, we have seen a bit of a dip, which is typically a good time to be DCAing. And actually, if you had put on a long position here, I actually did do that, you would have made an insane amount of money from the obvious resistance, the obvious support, boom, you would have made, a solid 30% plus whatever leverage you were on. So if you're on 10x leverage, you would have made a 300% gain. That's nuts. Now, Rational Root shows the Parabolic Move is coming. This is starting in 2025. This is typically when we start to see new all-time highs. Each of the last 3 cycles, actually. That's about when we started to see parabolic moves. And we did see some all-time highs before 2021 on Bitcoin. You can see just a few months before we started to see them. But the cycle before that, it took several months into 2013, and then 2017, and then the cycle before that, 2013, it took a few months as well to start seeing parabolic moves and new all-time highs. So 2013 took a couple months, 2017 took a couple months, 2021 was a few months before. So we should be looking like end of the year, maybe beginning of 2025 for some new all-time highs. And honestly, it wouldn't be that huge a move, right? We've been at 70,000 3, 4, 5 times in the last 6 months. So another move up and then just a slight move above that to 75,000 would hit us at a new all-time high. Of course, we hit all-time highs much sooner in this cycle. I mean, we're talking about beginning of 2024. We started to hit all-time highs, which is kind of unprecedented. Pull through in demand or pull forward in demand from the Bitcoin ETFs, in my opinion. But then, there's been some summer doldrums, some summer boringness, if that's the word, boringness. And now we're moving closer and closer to the parabolic move, which is quite bullish. Also, let's take a look at this. This is Michael Saylor posting about Donald Trump, what Donald Trump just said.
And instead of attacking industries of the future, we will embrace them, including making America the world capital for crypto and Bitcoin.
Not a huge amount of applause there, but still, that is a tailwind. If Trump gets into office, obviously, he's even talked about lowering taxes, corporate taxes as well in the U.S. He's talking about being much more pro-crypto, pro-Bitcoin. So this is all extremely exciting. some tailwinds for Bitcoin. I know it seems boring. It seems kind of crappy. It seems like we'll never get out of this phase. But the fact is, that's always how it feels before it changes. Let me know your thoughts, though, underneath the video. I really appreciate you watching. Hit subscribe if you want to see future videos just like this. Let me know if you dollar cost averaged throughout the bear market, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.